Hello and welcome back to Wingot Plays Nomifactory. Today, I think the goal is to get Sunnarium automated so that we will be able to make processing arrays, and it will also allow us to get solar panels, common ingredient and higher tier solar panels, which will allow us to replace these simple solar panel 4s with better tier solar panels. At the moment, these are actually just there for decorative, and I just craft up like 140 every now and then continue just expanding that. But they're not producing all that much power. Each of these 5x7 panels actually only makes about 2000 RF per tick. So getting Sunnarium will allow us to make better solar panels. In the meantime, let's take a look. So Sunnarium, for that we need stabilized plutonium and stabilised curium. Well, that was a big part of the reason why we did all of our fission processing back in our Void World base. Oh, where is it? Over there. It was a big part of the reason why we got all of this set up, so that we get lots and lots of curium up here, and 246 and 245, and down here 247. We've got spares of all of those, and then this 243 here gets used up pretty immediately to make the various curium fuels. Plutonium, we've got lots of plutonium there, we've got lots of plutonium there. Perfect. Now, the thing is, we just want to see which of these we're actually using to make fuels. LEP-239. Let's just do this. LEU-233. I don't think we're using the LEP-239 fuel. So this one, LEP-241. Okay, LEP-241 is free. LEP-239 is free. We're not actually making any LEP fuel at all. No, LEP-239. Okay, so this guy here, plutonium-239, will be used in making LEP-239. So we'll put that one away. There, good. But this plutonium-241 we're not using in any process. Curium-247 gets used to make LECM-247. Curium-245 gets used to make 245, and 246 is used to make 245 and 247. So 246 we definitely cannot use. 246 belongs up there. Despite the fact we've got 1000 there, it is used in the production of both the LECM 243 and the 245. Now we are making up here 243, so, and 247. So this 247 can go away, but then this 245 we're not actually using in any recipe. We don't have LECM 245 anywhere in our system here. So both of those can be used to make our plutonium and curium. Perfect. So let's pop back over to our space base, and I'm just going to grab some oxygen. Perfect. And then in order to make the stabilized, the first step is to actually turn it into a liquid, which you can do. You can make it in a fusion reactor, or you can just extract from the ingots, or I thought there was a way to get. Okay, so the curiums can be fluid extracted to make curium. We'll start with that. Fluid extractor. EV. Give me 4 of those. Perfect. So over here we've got a interface curium. We'll just expose curium there. We need a fluid extractor as soon as it finishes building, and then we're just going to need a item conduit, a fluid conduit, and then we're going to need filters for everything as well. And we'll just grab these smaller tanks because we don't need a whole quantum tank worth of these isotopes. And then we can grab our fluid extractor and put it there. Put this curium in, and we get liquid curium. Perfect. Now we need a fluid conduit there, which is going to be extracting. We need to insert. Oh, idiot. Okay, let's take a look here. Curium 245. Okay. 245. Perfect. Now that should insert. There we go. We're getting curium 245 into here. And then we can just put a fluid tank on top. That didn't work. Let's use this one. Perfect. Good. And then that just needs a fluid filter for curium. And it can insert on black. Perfect. Now we don't need items to connect to this either. Good. Now we want a fluid storage bus. We need fluids cable to actually connect that. There we go. So this can be set to extract only and connected to the system. Perfect. We now have liquid curium being made, and the liquid curium can be stabilized in a fluid solidifier. So do I have spare fluid solidifiers? I do not, so we'll make 4 of those. Go. And then the fluid solidifier is going to need a ball mold. So grab our hammer here, and we need 2 of these. Perfect. Fluid solidifier. Now we've got item conduit, we need fluid conduit here. And also here while we're at it. Good. Now this guy here needs to expose the curium. And come on, what's holding this up? Solar panels, fine. Solar panels are making wires. Okay. How about we cancel the solar panels so that we can actually get these other jobs done? And I'll go back to making the solar panels between episodes because, yeah, we don't need those at the moment, but they were just getting in the way of our actual jobs here. Now, we do want to draw. We want a downgrade. That'll do, I think. And then we want our fluid solidifier when it is available. Good. Now, wow, missed multiple times. Perfect. Now, as soon as our fluid solidifier is available, this will be done. The next step is the plutonium. So, how do we convert plutonium into fluid? So we can make plutonium 241. Which then can make stabilized plutonium. Weird. Okay. So this in a fluid extractor, fine. I don't know why it didn't show that up before. Not quite sure what I did, but I must have looked for a specific type of fluid, plutonium or something. Now, plutonium, 4 of that. Fluid extractor, come on. Actually, even if we cancel that job with the way that this is set up, where's our wireless? It will still process. I'm sure. The annealed copper, we need that for this. We need annealed copper for this. We don't need lead ingots. Good. Now get rid of these. Why are they not running? There's an energy issue, I think. So I think probably this capacitor is an issue, which I think that is not the first time it has been, but let us just expand this. There you go, 200,000 RF per jackal or Ender IO units. Hopefully that'll help to improve the power situation here. Show me you. These furnaces are not being used. Fine. These alloy smelters are, but they're out of power. Hey. We don't have any power here in the system. And these are all capped out. Okay, yeah, I think we're just literally out of power. We're capping out what our system is capable of, which means we won't have the power for the processing arrays either. Let me just check on this. I want to make sure that that's not backing up, because that's backed up previously and caused us huge amounts of headaches. Now, I think, yeah, like I think so much of this is not actually actively running, but show me this. Right, that's maxed out on augments. It's already reinforced. Although, why are they not signalum? You give me 3 more of those. Go. Cool. And we'll make this outer row signalum for now. Good. At which point they have just doubled their potential power output. And if we take a look here at AUX, increased output. You go. Make those as well. And then for now, we'll just put those into there, and now it's making 30,000 instead of the 12,500 that it was. Probably that puts too much of a strain on our diamonds, but for now, we've got a stockpile of diamonds, so it'll just have to do. We need to get things up and running. And frankly, we do have these exquisite diamonds that need to be processed as well. Those are now coming into the system, because we've made the tier 4 microminer in the previous episode, which allowed us to get the, if we take a look here, microminer tier 3 with a gemstone sensor allows us to get the exquisite diamonds, exquisite rubies, exquisite emeralds, and the gemstone sensor, the thing that was holding us back on that was just the osmium. And now that we've got osmium from the previous episode, we were able to make the gemstone sensor and get that up and running. Now, let's take a look here. We've got those spherox. We can. Perfect. Now, we're still making more auxes. Okay, only 2 more. And I think we're still. Well, of course, we're capping out the power because there's so much storage that needs to be filled. So even if this was producing enough, maybe it's not. Maybe with as much as we've got running, it's not actually producing enough for everything to continue running. Now let's take a look here. Signalum, we've got those upgrade kits as well. We can do this backline, perfect, and then that backline just needs some auxes as well. And hopefully this will produce a improved power output. And part of the issue is the fission reactor is not running most of the time, and that was producing anywhere from 150 to 500 550 or 600 RF, 1000 RF per tick. But when it's not running, we're entirely dependent on this diamond setup. Yeah. Hopefully, as those jobs here finish in our arrays here, that should hopefully relieve our power demands, and we should build up a backlog in the capacitor there. These guys here, what have we got? We're processing iridium. Okay. But for now, it looks like those jobs have actually finished, so where's titanium plates being done? Are they not done in these compressors? Oh no, they're being done here, but there's a massive job for silver because of those solar requests. Good. Now, titanium at least is in the drawer. Fluids, I don't think we need that either for our current jobs. Stainless steel, copper nickel. Now, the copper nickel is probably also used for the solar panels. Fine, we'll take that out. Good. And then the electrical steel. Is used for solar panels. Good, so we can take that out as well. Good, and that should then at least get things running. Good, that titanium should then get put in here. Perfect. So that should finish those jobs. Now, if we pop over here, just going to put some lighting in here as well. These torches are actually mainly to tell me that there is oxygen in the area, but they also provide a bit of lighting along our midline. So we've got a full tank there of curium. Good. We need a fluid extractor here. This guy also needs conduits apparently. You filter for plutonium, and then that insert umbrella. Good, so we're getting the plutonium-241. Now on top we can put this tank, and then we need a fluid there with a fluid filter for plutonium. And I think I said it was 241. So go here, 241. Insert on black. Good. You extract on black. Perfect. And then finally we need a fluid bus, a storage bus on the top, and connect it to the system. Good. So we've now got plutonium and curium available in our system as liquids. And if we pop back over to here, we can go tell it that plutonium-241 is available here. If I click on the right spot, perfect. And then we just need the fluid solidifiers. We need 2 of those here, and then one of them will get the curium. Oops. And one of them will get the plutonium 241, which gets the insert on brown, and that mold. Perfect. So we're getting stabilized plutonium, and now we just need a drawer to put that into. Good. Now let me just check on this one. I didn't downgrade that one, so that can go there as well. Good. So those should both be set up. The plutonium gets to go here, and then this one just needs to insert the curium liquid, and it should start working as well. insert on brown, extract on black. Good, and as soon as that's finished, we can grab the curium, put it there, and we've now got everything that we are going to need to make our Sunnarium. So our Sunnarium is just made in a standard alloy smelter. Easy, and then you get a limited item filter. Here for stabilized curium and stabilized plutonium. Insert on brown, don't extract, well, in fact we do want to extract items. And then finally we can go here and we can tell it that it needs to expose our stabilized plutonium and our stabilized curium. Good, at which point that should, needs to be IV tier. Okay, change the plan. Remove that. Remove that. Cancel those. Now, IV alloy smelter. Let's see how difficult that is to make. We've taught the system how to do a few steps of it now. So, you alloy smelter IV. That's EV, that's IV. Good. Tungsten steel wire, platinum cable, microprocessor mainframes, IV machine hull. Fine. I think that should be able to craft. You. Alloy smelter. Go. Tungsten steel wire, 4x. Okay, easy. You. Make that. And I don't actually remember if I've already given it the recipe to make. Apparently we have, to make the 1x tungsten steel wire. Perfect. Now we also need a IVCEF, and then we're going to need aluminum cable. For the time being, we'll just use a bit of, well, we've got 16x cable. Let's use it, and we'll replace the CEF later, because this is only a 4 amp CEF. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. This is going to be the IV line. That can go there. Now I need, let's go a couple of bits of cobblestone, and then let's see, where are we? So that's the EV line, that's the EV machines, that's the gap. This here should be where our CEF is. Now we need our Yetta wrench so that we can hit that and point it downwards, and then we can aluminum cable there and put back our Vena here. Perfect. And now we've got, as soon as we connect to the energy, right, that can't connect to there. I think it's ugly, but I think we're going to do this for now. You need to get out of the way so that that can go there. Ooh! Apparently that doesn't run the whole way yet. Let's run it a bit further. I'm probably not going to do the whole line at the moment, but at least enough to get this up and running. Good, so I've got the CEF. We'll grab a bit of glowstone so that that can go. In fact, we don't need you there anymore, so it can go here. Perfect. I'm just thinking it's going to be just as ugly to run the ME conduit, so So I think I'm going to grab, I've got some cobble here, let's put that there, let's break you, cobble, surround all of this, and then we should be able to break into the roof there and put a piece of facade. Arguably, we actually want a facade line the whole way down, but it's fine. Here. Good. Now that needs to be a conduit facade with Vena appearance so that we can do this. Okay. Now we get rid of this cobblestone. We can grab, where's ME conduit? So we want the energy. There, good. We need ME conduits, which I don't think we've got any in our inventory here. Let's make like 300 more go. Good. Yeah, okay. So now we need an IV alloy smelter, which by now should have been made a while ago. Let's move this out of the way. Let's grab that. Good. IV alloy smelter. Perfect. We can put both of those in there and it'll create Sunnarium, apparently at a reasonably slow pace. Good. Now I want an interface, which can go here. Perfect. Now that needs to expose our solidified. Is it not called solidified? Plutonium. That's stabilized. Plutonium and curium. Good. Now this here needs to get that limited item filter and insert on brown. You are going to be extracting on brown. Good. Now this might as well make a few available, and then we need a drawer at the top, which we've got drawers here. Now I'm going to put a couple of drawers so that what I can do is I can put a drawer controller on top of here. We need a storage bus on the back of it. Extractor only, and then that is going to need a Fluix conduit there. Perfect. So anything that goes into here should then, let's do this as well. Boom. Good, you insert on black, perfect. And then this won't need to interface with those, and we can grab our Sunnarium, which should complete a quest. Good. And that might as well have one of these downgrades. I don't know how much Sunnarium that we're going to need, but it's a slow process and it's using something that what is automated but is also slow to produce. So, as in very slow to produce. And so we probably don't want to convert all of our plutonium and curium just in case there is something else that we will want to use it for. But we now have Sunnarium. Sunnarium means that we can finally make the processing array. Multi-block that allows for processing multiple recipes in parallel with single structure is extremely useful for saving space. Up to 60 of the same recipe can be accessed in parallel by placing the machines for the recipe in exactly one machine access interface. So, let's take a look. The processing array does look very nice from what I've seen in other people's videos and in live streams. So let's take a look here. Let's see. Processing array. Good. You. What's that? Robot arms IV. We don't know how to make those. We actually, I think, know how to make everything else. Good. You. This can go there, this can go there. And processing array. Oh, does it need a 16x? It does. It needs a 16 CDF. Fine. Well, that's good. We needed to teach the system to make that anyway. Good. And then you can make a processing array. Perfect. And that'll process away in the background. It will probably, I do wonder how it's actually doing, but over here with our supplies. Plastic circuit boards, fine, don't care about those. We're full on epoxy circuit boards. We've still got 1200 fiber reinforced, and we've got 270 multi-layer. So we are still doing all right for circuit boards, but it will, as we upgrade to IV, we will really chew through those. We're going to want to progress to our next tier of circuits, which I believe is going to be the quantum circuits. But for the time being, Sunnarium has been done. We also need a machine access interface. So let's teach the system to make a machine access interface, which seems very easy to make. Good, there's our processing array. Now we need a machine access interface. Make one of those, go, it's already done. And then I'm just going to check on this. So we need robust tungsten steel machine casing, which we have taught the system how to make previously. So let's make 30 more of that. And we'll grab this one so that I can at least just pop in over here. I think this space is pretty much free. Actually, what we might do, we might pop all the way back here, and this is where we can put our wire mill arrays and everything. So we've got a processing array. Ooh, I do notice that we're going to have very limited space to access the sides of it if we put it where I was going to put it. So instead, how about we put it here? And then that means that we will have access to every side of it except the bottom. Good. And then we machine access interface, that can go here. And then we just can put some robust tungsten steel around the other edges. Good. And it's going to actually need energy hatch. Let me just check. Yeah, I think this middle block is actually empty. Good. So that can go there. Perfect. And then we need an energy hatch. So let's grab one of our IV energy hatches. We will grab an input bus. Where let's just go with, we'll go with an EV input bus. We need an output bus. We'll go with a EV. And then we need the energy hatch. Good, that's been made. So, input left, output right. And then energy can come in here. Perfect, and then that should form. Great. Now we need lumium cable. Can we make like 60 of that? Yes, that's going to use a lot of lumium ingot. How are we doing for lumium? Oops. Yeah. Okay, I think what we're going to do is tell lumium here 2048. Okay, so 2000. So I don't think it was actually full. But we've got our first processing array here. And let us, so lumium cable. We've got some lumium cable here, which let's put that there. Let's grab a CEF of 16, which I think will be, oh, actually, I was going to say it would be limited by the lumium cables that we're making, but that had already finished crafting doing all the wire mill steps. It is going to be limited by the coating of the cable step, though. So, because I really want to get this processing array up and running, let us play with this. Let's quickly pop down here. Our coating machine is that one here, we'll grab out this 16X just so it does our single cables. Perfect. And then we can grab our CEF. We can pop back. And the CEF. Can go, screw it, it can go there for now. I might fix it later, but this is the simpler way to actually just get it up and running. Now we need an energy conduit. Perfect, and then that can connect to there. Good, we've got power running into distinct buses. No, click no to toggle. Okay, I'll look into that later, but now what we should be able to do, let's say we want to compressor. We know that the compressor machine that we've got has run out of plate slots. So if we go here, we can put in the compressors. We can put up to 16 of them into it, and then it will run this whole machine at the speed of that, of however many compressors we've got in there at whatever tier we've got in there. So now we just need to grab an interface, which could go here. It needs ME conduit, which we've actually already got here, to connect it into the ME conduit one that we're apparently going to have to run. But what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to output our all of these patterns into that input bus, and then it'll run at the speed of the 8 compressors that we've got in here, and then we'll go claim those 4 that we've got sitting over there, put 4 more in, and then this will run 16 EV compressors at the same time, and we'll no longer be limited by just this 36 patterns, because we could put another interface on this side, we could put another input bus down there, and so we will be able to process more and more. In fact, let's do this. Here's our spare compressors, we'll put those into here, great. And if we grab another input bus, we'll grab another EV, and then U compressor, good. Then we can put another input bus there. We can grab another interface, which for some reason I don't have. And this interface can go there. And then between these two, we've just doubled the capacity of number of compressor recipes, which was our limiting factor over there. We were forever running out of recipes, but now we've got space for another 36. And they will all use all the recipes will use all of the compressors that we have available to craft. So I'm probably going to spend a bit of time getting some processing arrays set up for wire mills, compressors, lathes, gears, and in fact all of the things we can make with the extruder, assembling machines, and furnaces, and alloy smelters. So yes, we'll condense all of this down into processing arrays while also upgrading them, because we're going to have more machines sitting in here. Like there, we've got 8. We only had 4 in that previous system, and it was a bit fiddly. This system, much less fiddly. So that's something I'm going to do, I think, between episodes. However, I am already very aware that that is then going to cause major power issues, because we're already struggling for power, and that's without having these new processing arrays chewing through that power. So that's something that I will have to sort out in the next episode, is try to improve our power output. But I hope to see you there. Thank you for watching. Have a good week.